How's it going, everybody? We're gonna get started with some drafts in about 10 minutes or so. Just doing a little primer, playing some Path of Exile. As always, if anyone has questions about any of the games I play before we start the Magic stream, just shoot them out. Be happy to talk through what I'm doing, and if you're interested, certainly help you out there as well. A new league started about 2 weeks ago. A couple of friends and I decided that we were going to start up a private league this time around. So we're not playing with the general public. We have no access to the trade sites. Everything we have access to is basically the things that we find or craft for ourselves, which does change the way that we play this game pretty considerably. Anyone familiar with Path of Exile knows that as vast as the skill trees are, the learning curve on buying and selling things is just as intense. So being limited only to what you and your friends find can be pretty difficult when you are very accustomed to having the whole of the community behind you. It does present a new challenge, though, especially for players like us who, this is maybe our 6th or 7th league, and, we're comfortable with most builds, and we're just kind of breezing through the content. It's nice to step back and try the game a new way. So I am playing a Trickster, which is a base class of Shadow. You think like more rogue type stuff. This particular Ascendancy or class accelerates on doing damage over time. The skill I'm using is called Toxic Rain. You'll see that it shoots a bunch of pods up into the air that land and then do these little explosions. They stack on top of each other. They do a little bit of upfront damage, and then they do some damage over time for as long as they are out. Ooh. Boy, that hurts. With enough gear, this is one of the tankiest classes and specs that you can play. Again, because we're just limited to the things that we found, it's a lot more difficult. Oh man, is it going to kick me out in the middle of this? That encounter I was doing is a random encounter that you don't always get to find, and if it's going to freeze up here, that would be pretty unfortunate, but it looks like it might. Well, that's not particularly fun. Alright, well, I'm gonna Alt F4 from this. I do have Arena loaded up, so let me switch over to that. There we go. What's out of Path of Exile? That's a real shame. You take a look at this deck that we drafted up on Thursday. looks like it has a plan, and that plan is drawing cards and milling people out. To 11 creatures only, which seems like not very many. Return to nature feels wrong over lofty denial. I wonder if somebody tinkered with this. I am also going to cut. I'm gonna cut a capture sphere for this Sanctum. Drawing one card every turn with tutelage out seems pretty good. Playing 16 lands. Chrome Replicator. Do we really need it? I don't know. We're not a creature deck. Let's play the second capture sphere and get rid of the Replicator. Cool. This feels pretty good. I'm going to fix myself a drink and then we'll get started. Alright, cool. We're back. Let's kick it off. So we're playing a little bit of blue-green, draw cards, mill people. It's not a terrible hand. Opponent's on mulligan, and we're starting. Cool. Not going to blow the op now. Prowess trigger might be relevant in a couple of turns, and that's fine. As much as we do want our green, we don't really need it right now. Opponent playing some sort of Grixis deck. Cool, not super worried about any of this. Opt now and see what we get. Definitely don't want that. Have to find something to deal with that ogre eventually. Worst case scenario, I can set up a trade for it, but not super worried about taking 4. Cancel that. Okay, I'm going to sit back and block this turn. We haven't really drawn anything that's going to allow us to play out. Hand's not terrible. It's definitely on the reactive side. Facing down a 4-2, we are not the aggro player here. See if maybe we can get him to blow something like a sure strike. Nope. Okay, it's not bad. That's fine. It's fine also. I'm gonna draw a card. Get another island. Hey, that looks like something we wanted to see. Not that though. Didn't want to see that. Dang, that tutelage would have been so good just a little while ago. I'm going to return it to my hand. I haven't drawn anything, and it's a blocker against this whole team currently. I hate to waste it on something like that. I'm taking the 5 this turn, but yikes. Okay, we get to fill up our board a little bit. We're in a defensive position. Got good blocks. Yeah, it looks like he's gonna main phase go drawing some cards. Like to draw some non-lands. 6, 7, 8. That's pretty good. Oh, do I care about this magma? I don't. I care about this protege. I don't need my opponent getting the opportunity to dig every turn. And we're still not the aggressive deck here. I don't think we're gonna win with beats. 10 turn clock is, yeah, I'm super glad. This is an interesting deck, but it's also a pretty subpar deck. Cool. More stuff to gum it up, more spells to put into his yard. This isn't going to be a particularly exciting game, but it's going to be a game. Yeah, that's fine. I think I can start swinging in now. I've built up my board so considerably. So I'm effectively on a 7 turn clock. Oh, very nice. I guess it would have been pretty easy to see something like that coming. Oh, don't like really seeing that either. Alright. Looks like I am trading my Pteranodon for his, or my Dilophosaur. Which I really don't want to have to do, but he took it from me. An ugly dinosaur. Oh no, no attacks. Woof. Well, it looks like we're both a little up on lands. Yeah, that's to be expected. Second advancing hold. Yeah. Oh my god. Does he have it? Just gonna burn me out? Yeah. Good game. Well, boy, oh boy. Both drew lands. He just had a big payoff for his. Brutal. But I wouldn't have given for that lofty denial there. This has been happening all week. Not bad. Not bad. Third land puts us in a super good position. Hot dang. Do we get countered? No. Let's get rid of our drowsy boy. We don't need him. Nice lands. Cool. You don't need any of this. Man, red-blue spells is very popular. Hey man, how's it going? Yo-yo turn. Yeah. I can go ahead and do this and get that Hunter's Edge right back. Welcome, dude. I don't know if I've seen you around before. Good to have you. Yeah, I'm alright. It's Sunday. Tomorrow's the start of another week. Just getting in these games while we can. Oh, cool. Nice. Yeah. All super good people. I could Hunter's Edge here, but I get the feeling that he's holding up some sort of counter magic. Yeah, man, I miss the three of them. It's crazy what being at home all the time is doing to us, but if you can't tell by the crib, I got a kid on the way, and so while some of them are in the store, I've chosen to stay home and continue to do the distance entertainment. Make sure that you guys get your fix. What kind of content do you normally come around to watch with them? Comic book stuff from Mike and Johnny, and then I know, yeah, they were doing an opening, I think. Hey, thanks. I'm super excited. We're due at the end of August. We're gonna have a little girl. Cool. That is super cool. Well, it's good to have you as a viewer, man. Do you ever come into the store, or are you just watching us from afar? Oh, sweet, man. I've dealt with a couple of customers who came to visit while they were here. Nice. I don't know a lot about Belgium. What's the comic book store scene like there? What kind of local game shop action do you guys have? Oh, this guy's gonna be so mad. That's surprising to hear. I mean, I know that, I know it's not, I mean, I know it's not specifically Germany, but I know that gaming in Germany is pretty big. Fair enough. I mean, I think I'm 33. I missed out on the Naruto phase, but Dragon Ball and Magic are still pretty damn cool. Some things are universal. Oh man, I know board games I know specifically in Germany are very large, but hell, what do you pass the time with if you're not playing games? What else is there? Best known for its chocolate waffles, fries, and beer. None of the things I partake in. Ooh, hello, Lala. Just use the bounce spell as the bounce spell. Awesome. It's gonna be real nice to enthralling hold in a turn or so. Ooh, woof. I don't like taking 6, so I'm not going to. Oh, he tramples. Oh, that's bad. Reading cards is hard. Okay, yeah, I definitely shouldn't have done that. Yo-Yo Man. We have a name, but I am not allowed to share it with people yet. I'd like to, but my wife won't let me. Why'd you do this first and get... Why didn't you do both of those things first? Oh, no, 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 no. Okay, this isn't gonna go the way we wanted it to. That Vryn Wingmare really pooped on us. Oh yeah, Paul's a pretty cool dude too. Yep, yeah, I've been doing pack openings. I never figured out a way to... I've got like a crummy old webcam that my wife dug out of a box at the beginning of quarantine, and I have not been able to find a way to set up my space to make it so that I can do unboxings. I tried it once with like the camera clipped to the collar of my shirt, and it was horrible. Yep. Yeah, a few of them are back in the shop since things are slowly opening up. I know that the protocol there is very tight as far as social distancing goes, and ensuring that everybody is keeping safe, which I am super thankful for. Get rid of this Dilophosaur. Oof. It's a big hit. I was, well, for the last couple of months before quarantine hit, I was judging and running the drafts on Thursday and Friday nights at the store. It's always a lot of fun, and then I jumped on the opportunity to be able to keep streaming them from home because it's a great opportunity to keep interacting with the people that I really love seeing on a regular basis. Oh god, I hate this. It is. I mean, and you can imagine as an American as well, the numerous ways in which our response hasn't been ideal, and um, I mean, hell, even the prospect of bringing a kid into the world in the middle of a once in a lifetime global pandemic is super crazy and honestly a little terrifying. But all we can do is just keep doing our best to keep our friends and neighbors safe, and whatever comes next, we're here for it. World's been through plenty. What's the general reaction been like over there? How are people handling everything? It's so easy to get lost up in our own mess of the virus and politics that honestly, as much as I'd like to know more about how the rest of the world is handling things, it's very easy right now to only be focused on us. So if you've got any insight um, regarding like how Belgium is handling COVID and the response, I'd love to hear about it. It's a shame to hear. Yep. People get bored and then people get selfish, you know? Uh, 11 cards left for the opponent. Doesn't really seem like he's doing a whole lot. Oh, that's pretty good, actually. Yeah, sometimes you look at what's going on here and really wonder how it is that people can justify doing what they're doing. 6 cards. Oh man, I don't know. I've seen some Pokemon games go crazy off the rails. I used to collect Pokemon cards when I was younger, but I never really played the game. Earlier this year, or maybe even late last year, we had an in-store, like a very large in-store Pokemon tournament, and I couldn't for the life of me understand a thing that was happening. There were just kids with like 20 cards in their hands, just playing one right after the other in a weird sequence that I couldn't keep track of. Magic it's an intricate game. It's been around for a long time. The rules are the rules. They don't change very frequently. They're fairly rigid. I mean, the new sets introduced new mechanics, and that's pretty much the extent to the regular rules updates. But there's a good amount of depth to it. I think the barrier to entry is a little bit higher, but once you get used to it, it's like second nature. There usually isn't a lot of overlap in the games communities, like the card games communities, because there's like a price to pay everything. Collections are expensive, and unless you're doing something like limited in Magic, where your buy-in is maybe once a week instead of maybe $800 for a deck, it's hard to balance being competitive at multiple games just on the cost alone. Is this mono green? A very strange beginning to a deck. Oh, okay. It's true. I mean, that's, I always tell people that one of the worst things you can do is buy packs, for the sake of just buying packs. I love them. They're like little lottery tickets, But if you are trying to play the game competitively and have constructed decks, the best thing you can really do is just buy the cards you need and play the game. Anytime you're gambling on something, it's... Oh, that's a shame. Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah, Arena has definitely made that a lot easier. Jesus. Yeah, and some of the background stuff is interactive as well. Next time we get into a match, I'll click around and show you. They took a lot of direction from Hearthstone, which, if you're familiar with that, is Blizzard's card game. A lot of the layout, a lot of the background stuff, the battlefields are all sort of taken inspiration from that game. I think with the idea of eventually making it, mobile or at least tablet viable. Well, 3 and 3 is kind of a crummy way to go for that deck, but it wasn't particularly good. So let's start over. Yeah, Hearthstone I played for a long time. The grind in that game got to be too much. If you wanted to be competitive and get to some of the higher legendary ranks, you really had your work cut out for you. All right, Garrick's Harbinger is pretty strong. First pick. Yu-Gi-Oh! I haven't, I played Yu-Gi-Oh! I think one time in my life. A friend of mine just tossed me a deck and asked me to enter into a tournament for him. Oh man, these first few packs have been pretty bad. Go ahead and take the Fungal Rebirth here. That's another one of those games that just looks super intricate. Boy, a couple of really bad packs. We'll take the Kite Sail Freebooter here. It's a perfectly fine 2-drop. Green-black is a strong archetype if we get the right cards for it. Man, I really want the Visionary, but we'll take the Finishing Blow here. It's solid removal. I'll have to go back and watch the video. It's always interesting. As somebody who loves cracking packs, I can sit and watch people do it all day. It takes the financial burden off of me. I don't have to pay to do it. I can live vicariously through someone else. I'd love to pick up the Twin Blades. I am going to grab the Drowsing Pteranodon, though. Another solid 2-drop. This game picks up between 3 and 5, and if you don't have something that's going to pay off a little bit early on, not this game, but this format specifically. If you don't have something that can hold the fort before then, just fall behind. Crypt Lurker is fine. Deathbloom Thethalid is very good. Truffle Snout is just okay. I like Tide Skimmer as well, but I don't know that we're near blue right now. It's still early on. I could take it as a hedge pick, because none of this is particularly exciting. Okay. That's tough. I'm going to take the Tide Skimmer and just take a hedge pick here. It's far and away the best card in the pack, and we're still in pack 1, so if you are considering making an audible, now is the time to do it. There's another Deathbloom Thallid, there's an Ornery Dilophosaur. We're stacked up on 3. We'll keep our curve a little spread out right now. Dilophosaur, I think, is a perfectly fine card. Green-black doesn't do a lot of the 4 powers matter stuff, but Death Touch bodies are always a premium in Limited. So I play a format that's called Draft. Every time I play, what happens is I open a pack of cards, I take one card out of it, and there are 7 other people at the table, and I pass my pack to the person on my left, and the person on my right passes me their pack. So every time I play, my deck is different and made up of entirely different cards. I make my deck before I start playing with it. I don't. Constructed is the other part of that. Like if you play Yu-Gi-Oh! Or Pokemon, that's when you build your deck out of cards you own instead of packs that you open. And Constructed is a format that I haven't played in a long time. I don't own very many physical Magic cards, so I don't have a collection to build my own decks from. I like playing limited formats because I think that the skill cap on them is a little bit higher. It's you have to be able to read what's coming around the table. There's always going to be variables that you can't account for. You never really see the same decks or play against the same decks, so it's not like you can just practice to beat the right person at the right time. It's always changing, and it keeps me on my feet. All right, so our green is pretty strong. So it's a pretty good start for where we are. We're missing on our black, and we haven't really seen much in the way of a second color yet. Take this Glide Master. There are so there are different constructed formats, just like there are different limited formats. So in limited, there's draft and sealed. So in draft, everyone opens one pack at a time and takes one card and then passes it around the table. In sealed, you open up 6 packs and then you just build a deck with the cards that you open up, within your 6 packs. There's no passing anything. In constructed, there are different formats as well, and there used to be one called Extended, which is close to Expanded. Now there's Vintage and Legacy and all sorts of formats where you can play with older cards, and then there are newer ones where you can only play with the more recent sets up to a certain point. So just like Yu-Gi-Oh! Or Pokemon, there are limitations on when you can play certain cards and in which formats they're allowed. We could take the Wildwood Scourge here. We don't really have any counter mechanics, or we could take the Ghostly Pilferer. Just what I'm gonna do. Cool. We're gonna get rewarded here with a lore scale. We're gonna move into blue and maybe think about ditching our black cards. Magic Online? Oh, geez. I started in high school playing the online format because there are two different versions of Magic Online. There's MTGO, which was the first one to come out and be like a widespread online platform, and then there's this new one, Arena. So I've been playing Magic Online. So I think this is like my favorite card in this format. I've been playing Magic Online since maybe 2002 or 2003. Let's see. Invasion Block is when I really started playing. Invasion Block is when I really started playing Magic competitively, so that would have been 2000. It's about 20 years. It's a long time. It's too long. Oh, wow. Yes, yes, please. I wish some of these frantic inventories would come back around. I would love to get some of those later on, but this is perfectly fine for right now. I'm pretty happy that we made the switch into blue. I am very happy that we picked up a few blue cards early on. It's a pretty healthy pivot that we're looking at. Yeah, I mean it's like I said, it looks a lot more intricate than it really is, and there are plenty of opportunities to get into Magic as a casual gamer. You don't need to invest a lot up front. You can start with a couple of cheap commander decks or starter decks and move on from there. Um, I find that it's a game with like a lot more meat and depth to it. But obviously, to each their own. I'm not going to trash any other card game. We're all part of one big community. What do you like to do outside of Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh? Tell me some of the best things about living in Belgium. Definitely very interested in the kind of cuisine you guys have out there. So tell me about that. Specifically pastries and baking. I want to know all about it. Oh, wow. Yep. Three of those seems like a bit much, no? God, yeah, just give it all. We want it. Hell yeah, meat stew's awesome. And Zucker waffles as well, I think. We used to have a place in Chicago that, a big Belgian Zucker waffle and chocolatier. And yeah, we're doing this. Wowee. Here it is. Short sword, I don't think you're in the deck. Meticulous Vine is definitely in the deck. Fair enough. I mean, you got your studies to focus on, and if our culture was more akin to some others, our students would probably be more focused on that as well, but... do I need more card draw, or do I want the Thornwood Falls for fixing? That shrine is gonna table, there's no way that it doesn't. We'll take the fixing. Cool, man. Well, you have a good evening. Oh, shit, that is very late. It was nice talking to you. I'm glad you came by. I'm here every Thursday and Sunday night. It's always nice to have company, but thanks for coming by, and I'll talk to you soon. Cool. I look forward to it, man. Seems like a sick deck. And I know that we're just gonna, like, lose to poor draws and super aggro. Later, Yo-Yo-Ton. I don't think we're going to have to change a lot up, but we may need to change a few things up just to accommodate all of these non-creature spells. So for instance, we're not looking to win by doing this, right? See, this is 24 cards. Considerations are going to be Lofty Denial, the Wisconsin Crab, Frost Breath for a little bit more defensive measure. Because this is a control deck that just goes, right? How much card draw do we actually have? Triple here, double here. We didn't pick up... We didn't pick up one of those 3-drops. Fungal Rebirth, I guess, is a little... It doesn't really fit the theme. Garrick's Harbinger doesn't either. I mean, it's just a big dude. Yeah, I think he can get out at double green. We're pretty solid in blue. Yeah, let's get a Wisconsin crab. Oh, that is a weird... Super heavy on blue. We have 14 lands left. 8, and let's go 6. Because hell, we don't really even need the green. What else are we not playing? Okay, because... Again, these aren't... No, I do need some alternate win conditions. I do need at least a couple. I wish that I had prioritized taking one of the Cetessan trainings in order to give my Lore Scale Codal some sort of trample. But let's play a match with this before we call it an evening. Closing in on 8 o'clock. Awesome. See that? Yeah, keep all of my draw spells in hand. I have my Unsubstantiate for whatever their turn 3 is. I'm just gonna go for it. There it is. Cool. Don't need you. Oof. Hello. Cool. We'll just send it back to his hand. Wow, this is gonna be a beating. You got me. Two top. Wow. Woof. God. I don't even know what to say to that. We could probably squeeze one more in. Depending on whether the server loves us or not. Okay. Yeah, get one more going before we call it a night. That was a quick one, and understandably so. This is not the hand that this deck wants to see, but I got faith. We got 3 Teferi's tutelage. I'm not worried about that. I'm really just worried about drawing something relevant. Ooh, that's not gonna help. That's not gonna help anyone either. Alright, no more lands. More spells. No response to anything. Oh, our opponent did get 4th land. Mind rot me, I dare you. That's a bad card. God, this is just a bad card, isn't it? What is this guy doing? Am I gonna eat those words real soon? Oh, I can sacrifice my Pteranodon. Cool. You sure showed me. Alright, 4-color shrines. Oh, my Wisconsin crab. Nice. Well, it's something. There it is. Here's what we wanted. Nice. Wow, 5-color boy. All right. And the Wisconsin crab. Oh, I don't think that's smart. Oh my god, we're gonna lose to the Shrine deck. He's got 16 cards left, and we're getting drained for a lot. Taking back Finishing Blow or Grasp of Darkness or Shock. Right? We're gonna lose to Shrines. What a world. How does this happen? Oh my god, we've drawn so many lands. Oh man, this deck's got triple Teferi's tutelage. This deck is sick. Two, 5, and 11 land, man. Hell, I'm dead on board, and I don't think I can do anything about it. This doesn't hit players. Oh, it definitely does. You can't beat bad draws. I'm eating it. I mean, my words taste bad. They taste terrible. I talked some real big trash about this deck. Yeah, that's not gonna do it. Good game, Shrines boy. Hot dang. Yeah, I mean, again, I'm the first person to admit when I'm wrong. I lost to Shrines. Cool. Thanks for hanging out tonight, guys. That is a sad